My cardiologist picked up a pen, drew a quick sketch of an artery on the back of a piece of paper, and slid it across the desk toward me. He pointed to the inside wall of the artery he'd drawn and said, "This is what repeated oxidative damage looks like over 40 years. Then he looked up at me and asked, "What oil do you cook with?" I told him, and he set his pen down and said very quietly, "That's the problem." I drove home that afternoon, walked straight into my kitchen, opened the cabinet under the counter, and looked at the big clear plastic jug I had cooked with every single day for 4 decades. The label said "Heart Healthy." I had chosen it because of those 2 words. My name is Richard. I'm 78 years old, and I want to tell you exactly what my cardiologist told me that afternoon, because I have a feeling that same bottle, or one just like it, is sitting in your kitchen right now. For 40 years, I cooked everything in it: corn oil, sunflower oil, the kind that comes in a big clear plastic jug, eggs in the morning, vegetables at lunch, chicken at dinner. I believed I was doing the right thing, and what I'm about to share took me 78 years and that one doctor's appointment to finally understand. Let me take you back about 2.5 years. I had been having what I can only describe as a heaviness in my chest. Not pain, nothing dramatic, just a persistent low-grade heaviness, particularly in the mornings, accompanied by fatigue that started earlier in the day than it used to, and a kind of brain fog that I had come to accept as part of being in my mid-70s. My cholesterol numbers had been creeping upward for several years, specifically my LDL, which my doctor referred to as the bad kind. I was walking regularly. I was eating what I believed was a clean, home-cooked diet. And still, at every annual appointment, the numbers were moving in the wrong direction. My cardiologist is a direct man. He doesn't waste words. He reviewed my most recent results, set the paper down on his desk, and asked me what oil I cooked with. I told him, sunflower oil, sometimes corn oil. He nodded and said, "That may be one of the most important things we change." And then he explained something to me that I had never heard in any doctor's office, in any health article, in any conversation with anyone I trusted, in nearly 8 decades of life. Vegetable oils like corn oil, sunflower oil, soybean oil, and safflower oil are very high in a type of fat called linoleic acid, which is an omega-6 polyunsaturated fat. Now, the way these oils were marketed for decades, and the reason most of us over 60 were told to use them, is that they lower total cholesterol. And that's actually true. They do lower cholesterol numbers, at least on paper. But here's what my doctor explained that nobody had ever told me before. Lowering cholesterol and protecting your arteries are not the same thing. What matters for the health of your arteries is not just whether cholesterol is present in your blood. It's whether that cholesterol becomes oxidized. Oxidized LDL cholesterol is the form that damages artery walls, causes inflammation, and builds the plaques that lead to blockages. He used a very simple comparison that I've thought about many times since. He said, imagine your LDL cholesterol as a delivery truck carrying packages through your body. A healthy truck just drives through, delivers its load, and leaves. But an oxidized truck, one that has been chemically altered and destabilized, leaks, breaks down, and gets stuck in the walls of your arteries. That's what causes the buildup. And the key driver of LDL oxidation, he told me, is linoleic acid. Research published in a peer-reviewed cardiology journal found that linoleic acid is the most abundant fatty acid inside LDL particles and one of the most vulnerable to oxidation. When you eat oils high in linoleic acid consistently over years, that acid gets incorporated into your LDL particles and makes them far more susceptible to oxidizing. What looks like a heart-healthy oil on the nutrition label may be doing the opposite of what the label suggests at the level of your actual artery walls. But here is where it gets worse, and this is the part that genuinely shocked me. When you heat these oils, when you pour corn oil or sunflower oil into a hot pan, which is what I had been doing every single day for 40 years, a chemical reaction occurs that produces compounds called aldehydes. Research found that heating polyunsaturated vegetable oils to normal cooking temperatures generates significant concentrations of toxic aldehydes. These compounds are directly associated with damage to the inner lining of your blood vessels and have been linked to the very arterial plaque buildup that causes heart disease. One research group found that a typical meal fried in vegetable oil could contain levels of these aldehydes, many times beyond what is considered a safe daily exposure, not in extreme industrial conditions, but in an ordinary home kitchen, at the temperatures I cooked at every single day. My doctor put it plainly. He said, every time you heated that oil in a hot pan, you were generating compounds that your cardiovascular system had to manage. At 35, your body handles that reasonably well. At 78, it doesn't have the same capacity. He told me that older adults are significantly more vulnerable to the cumulative effects of oxidative stress on the cardiovascular system, because the arteries have already experienced decades of exposure, and the body's antioxidant defenses are naturally weaker than they were at younger ages. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share is the part most people over 60 never hear. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do it now, because this next part is where everything actually changed for me. I want to be very specific about what I replaced that vegetable oil with, and why. Because vague advice is useless, and you deserve the exact same clarity my doctor gave me. The first change was to cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil for anything I eat cold or at low heat. Salad dressings, drizzling over cooked vegetables, dipping bread, finishing a dish at the table. Extra virgin olive oil, cold-pressed, is rich in a monounsaturated fat called oleic acid, which research consistently shows reduces LDL cholesterol without increasing its susceptibility to oxidation. It is also loaded with polyphenols, which are plant-based antioxidant compounds that actively protect your blood vessels against inflammation. A landmark clinical trial called the PREDIMED study, published in the New England Journal of Medicine, found that people who consumed extra virgin olive oil daily had significantly reduced risk of major cardiovascular events, including heart attack and stroke. A study published in the journal Nutrients found that high polyphenol extra virgin olive oil reduced total cholesterol by a meaningful, clinically relevant amount from oil alone. The key is cold-pressed and cold use. The polyphenols that make extra virgin olive oil so protective are heat sensitive. I still use it for gentle sautéing at moderate temperatures. But for the strongest cardiovascular benefit, I use it unheated, poured over food, stirred into dishes after cooking, used as a dressing. The difference in how it tastes is immediate and obvious. It tastes like something real, not like something neutral and invisible. The second change was what I use for higher heat cooking. My cardiologist suggested I consider oils that are more chemically stable at cooking temperatures. Oils that don't produce the same aldehyde compounds when heated. Coconut oil has one of the highest resistances to oxidation of any cooking oil because of its high saturated fat content. It does not break down and release the same toxic compounds at cooking temperatures that corn oil and sunflower oil do. Research confirmed that coconut oil produced the lowest levels of harmful aldehydes compared to vegetable oils when heated to normal cooking temperatures. I use it in small amounts for higher heat cooking, searing, roasting, anytime I need the pan genuinely hot. A small amount, used deliberately, not poured liberally. The third change was the one I was most resistant to, and it was simply throwing away the old bottles. I had 3 large bottles of vegetable oil in my pantry. I stood in my kitchen for a long moment before I threw them away, because they had been there my whole life. They felt safe. They felt familiar. Getting rid of them felt like I was doing something contrary to everything I had ever been told. But I did it, and I have not bought another bottle since. Within about 3 weeks, something shifted in my energy that I noticed before I was even looking for it. The morning heaviness I described began to lift, not dramatically, gradually. Like the air getting cleaner in a room where someone has finally opened a window. By the end of the second month, my wife noticed I was more present in the afternoons, less likely to fall asleep in my chair. And at my next appointment, my LDL number had moved downward for the first time in years. My cardiologist looked at the result, then looked at me and said, "What did you do?" I told him about the oils. He said, "Keep doing exactly that." I am 78 years old. I spent 40 years using an oil that I chose specifically because I believed it was protecting my heart. Based on advice that was given to an entire generation without the full picture of what heat does to polyunsaturated fats or what linoleic acid does to the oxidation of cholesterol inside our arteries. I am not angry about it. I just want you to know what I know now. Look at what's in your kitchen cabinet. Read the label on whatever oil you cook with. If it says corn oil, sunflower oil, soybean oil, or safflower oil, consider making the switch. Replace it with cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil for your cold uses and your gentle cooking. Use a small amount of coconut oil for anything that needs higher heat. These are not expensive changes. They are not complicated changes. They are just changes made with better information than most of us were ever given. Please share this with someone you love who is over 60, because I wish someone had told me this 20 years ago.